Review process can vary widely in their level of formality, where formality relates to the level of structure and documentation associated with the activity. Some types of reviews are completely informal. For example, a colleague passes by and you ask him to look at one of your documents, so there is no written instruction on how to do the review. It's very informal, while others are very formal. Before discussing the different types of reviews, let's talk first about the 12 activities of the review process. We need to memorize the sequence of those activities, as this is one of the repeated questions in the ISTQB exam. Let's talk more about each of those activities in detail. Planning. Deciding which area in each document needs review, when to do it, how long should it take, where to do it, who will do the review, and how to do the review, and if there is already any company processes, guidelines, or predefined checklist we could use in the review process. The reviewer should be skilled to do the job, know how to dig for mistake in the document. They should also be of different background. For example, someone with design background, someone who is expert in UI, someone with performance background, another with standards knowledge, and so on. The selected personnel will be assigned roles and responsibilities accordingly. We will talk more about planning in the section Test Management. Defining the entry and exit criteria. For more formal review types such as inspections, entry criteria defined what criteria should be fulfilled to start the review, such as making sure that the document is spelled correctly before starting the review. Entry criteria defined what criteria should be fulfilled to start the review, such as making sure that the document is spelled correctly before starting the review. And exit criteria define what criteria should be fulfilled to stop the review, such as fixing major bugs found in the document. Kick-off. Distributing documents to be reviewed to the participants. Explaining the objectives of the review, the process, and the documents to the participants. Kick-off can take the form of a meeting or simply by sending out the details to the reviewers. Review entry criteria. This stage is where the entry criteria agreed upon are checked to ensure that they have been met, so reviewers won't waste time on a non-ready document. Individual preparation. Each of the participants alone will read the source documents, noting potential defects, questions, and comments. The key to this activity is that it should be time-boxed, usually 2 to 4 hours. Noting incidents. In this stage, each reviewer will log the potential defects, questions, and comments found during individual preparation. Review meeting. This is the meat of the review process. Participants will go through a discussion regarding any defects found. The discussion will lead to more defects finding. Every defect and its severity should be logged. The participant who identifies the defect proposes the severity. Approach of the meeting depends upon the time available, review objective, and the type of the review. Reviewers may only suggest or recommend fixes, but not actual discussion on how to fix the defect. This is done later by the author. Examine. At the end of the meeting, a decision on the document under review has to be made by the participants. Should we proceed with this document or drop it altogether, or a simple follow-up meeting after fixing the defects found will be enough? Rework. After a review meeting, the author will have a series of defects to investigate, answering questions and suggestions raised in the review meeting. Fixing defects. Here the author will be fixing defects that were found and agreed as requiring a fix and recording updated status of defects. Follow-up. The review leader will check that the agreed defects have been addressed and will gather metrics such as how much time was spent on the review and how many defects were found and so on. Checking exit criteria. At this stage, the exit criteria defined at the start of the process is checked to ensure that all exit criteria have been met so that the review can be officially closed as finished.